So I think my question for you is like, does it take an addict level of focus, using that term, to achieve those big 1% results? You know, if I look at my life, I see a certain addict quality to it that could become dangerous, you know, if I didn't pay attention to my wife or anything else in my life. And it is a healthy addiction, I guess. I'm helping people achieve financial freedom. You know, sometimes my wife doesn't think of it that way, but does it take that? Does it take that in order to achieve these big things that we say we want to achieve?
I would say yes. And though, let me
What's the and?
Right here, let me clarify. I would say yes, it takes. I mean, listen, not everyone's up top, right? They say it's lonely up top. Why? Because most people will live and die in their comfort zone. Life begins at the edge of your comfort zone, taking a risk. You, my brother, have played big your whole life in business, and you've embraced that fear. You've embraced the uncertainty outside of the 8 to 5 working. And there's nothing wrong with working 8 to 5 job. There's a lot of security and comfort in that. But to be wired to go and be that 1%er, yes, there's an obsession, there's an addiction. So it does take that for sure, because it's not for everyone, and not everyone wants to get up at 5 a.m., 4 a.m., put in the hours, put in the reps. It's not, and there's a sacrifice. Just like anything, my Olympians that I train and coach, they have calluses on their hands, right? And they train for years for what? 4 seconds of glory. That would be that is some sort of an addiction to be. I coach a couple of UFC fighters. The ability to step in a cage with someone who's across from you in the cage, and it's a cage. It's not. They call it a cage. And that person, your opponent's sole purpose is to take you down at any cost, and then they lock the cage.
Damn.
You would have to be a little bit wired of an addict mind to have that singular focus to be able to get the results you want. Now, there's an end. I would say to keep your level of success, you must enjoy the journey. That's the fulfillment piece, because success without fulfillment is failure. Another way to say that, achievement without happiness, achievement without fulfillment is failure. So to keep your level of success, to keep your level of achievement, so it's sustainable long-term, because in business, you know this, acquiring and selling and growing businesses, and I've been honored to walk with you on this journey, brother. You've reinvented yourself, your brand, and you keep doing it. And we're only scratching the surface. It's a long game. You got to enjoy the journey. Or I've seen so many people, they blow it up. We know the celebrities, they're child prodigies of a craft and of a skill. They are the 1%. They were born with the 1% skill. They've harnessed it and they become the peak. They become world champions. And what do? They mess it up. They do a thing called self-sabotage. Why is that? Why? Because they don't enjoy it. They get burnt out. The blessing becomes a curse if you don't enjoy the journey. And it hurts me. It hurts me that people work so hard and they sacrifice and they discipline to achieve a level of success, only to throw a wrench in it, or to take themselves down and whatever that, in whatever arena, whatever vehicle that is. But ultimately, it's because they don't have that level of fulfillment, and maybe it's because they don't think they're worthy of it. That's the other piece. So when you're fulfilled, it's like, I am worthy of this success. I am worthy of this achievement. Yes, I deserve it. The unconscious, subconscious is reveling in it. It's marveling in it, and it wants more of it. Tony says the two greatest fears that we have is, one, that we're not good enough. What does that mean? I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy to be on this podcast for thousands of people. That's the number one fear across the board. Male, female, doesn't matter the color of your skin, how much money you have, is I am not, at some level, not good enough. And the second greatest fear is because I'm not good enough, therefore I won't be loved.
Powerful.
And success doesn't buy that. You can't buy that, right? So that's where the teaching of the happiness and this fulfillment, it's an inside job.